Hey everyone, I'm Brian Roach. I am Director of Summer Program Services and Enrollment for the Academy. I oversee the summer programs on both the New York campus as well as the LA campus, as well as our online summer intensive. And as Hunter said, he's Assistant Director of Summer Programs. And yeah, we're glad that you joined us, and we just wanted to have kind of a somewhat informal kind of overview of what we offer during the summer and at the academy in general, and just an opportunity for you all to get any questions that you might have answered. So yeah, we're here to provide as much information as we can for you regarding everything summer.
Perfect. We usually like to start off these sessions with a couple little intro videos to kind of provide some insight into the Academy. I have a video that lets you kind of hear from some more of our legendary alums, and then a more recent video from some more recent graduates, kind of talking about their experience in the training offered, because we do have our summer programs as well as our full-time 2-year degree program. And the training between both of those programs is quite similar in terms of summer wanting to showcase what our program is all about in a more of a bite-sized time frame, especially for those students who might, be using summer to see if full-time might be the right fit, or we also have summer students just looking to get away from home and do something fun for the summer. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll be back with you in a couple minutes after you are able to check out these videos. Thanks again. Welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed those quick little video snippets. I just think it offers up kind of an idea about what the Academy is about and an intro to the things that we focus on in our training. And the nice thing is that as we are first and foremost a 2-year acting conservatory, that training, that same idea, that same viewpoint extends to the summer programs too, because it's really a start to kind of explore what this training is all about, depending on what you're looking for. And that's what we're going to talk to you all about today. I'm going to share the website again in a moment to be able to show you where all of this information lives on our website so that you can see the offerings that are available, how to start your application, how to look for things relating to summer in terms of the courses and the curriculum, as well as the dates and the sessions and any FAQs that you might have.
Thanks, Hunter. I also just wanted to very quickly just kind of echo what Hunter said, at the very beginning, and then also after those videos just now. And the main thing to take away is whether you are in the 2-year conservatory or the summer program, it is the same kind of commitment, dedication that we ask folks to bring into the classroom, the same professionalism and everything. I think sometimes folks view summer programs as more of an informal, it's referred to as camp a lot of the time. That's definitely not camp. You are expected to show up and participate in and do the work just as if you were in the full-time 2-year conservatory. A lot of the instructors that you heard folks talk about in the video, those are our full-time faculty members that also teach during the summer. Some of them were called out by name, some weren't, but you will be learning from our full-time faculty as well as some affiliated faculty. They bring the same level of commitment that they bring to the full-time program into the summer class as well. So they're called intensives for a reason. There's a lot of work that we expect you to bring to the classroom and to put into it. But like everything, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So yeah, as we talk about summer, I do want to make sure that, like Hunter has said, that we do so in this scope of it is kind of just like this little microcosm of what the full-time program can look like. And a lot of times folks do use it to kind of test out the school to see if the full-time 2-year conservatory is something they would be interested in, or for folks that aren't interested in doing a 2-year program, it is a good option to just kind of get some shorter term training under their belt.
So what I really want to go to for all of you here today is the summer area. So under programs, full-time and summer, you'll be able to find 2024 summer programs here. And that's going to take you to the main summer overview page where you're going to be able to look at all of the different options, kind of a summary of what summer is, New York, LA, and our online summer programs. There's also a lot of other important information regarding FAQs, and we do have some special offers that are floating around as well. And then you'll be able to apply from there once you start looking at how you kind of want to build your program based off of, what your budget looks like and what your time availability looks like. We do have different programs at different times. All right, so I want to just kind of give you guys a quick overview between offerings between our New York and our Los Angeles campus. They are very similar. The biggest differences are going to be all of our musical theater offerings are located at our New York City campus. And then you'll be able to look further in terms of specifics, but generally through the summer, both New York and LA have 3 different sessions of our 2-week program. We have 1 session of our 4-week program, which is brand new for this year. That's from script to screen. We're super excited about this program in terms of all that it offers, kind of encompassing all elements of the creative process. And then the 5-week program, which is more comprehensive in nature towards an actor. So delving into the 2-week program, between New York and LA, you can choose between an intensive. New York has camera acting for film and television and musical theater. And then LA is going to have camera acting for film and television and advanced camera acting for film and television. If you have a professional acting reel, or you have taken one of our previous camera acting for film and television programs, you can then be considered for the advanced camera acting for film and television in Los Angeles. So as you can see here, you can see all the session dates that are offered. As I mentioned, the 2-week programs do have 3 different session dates. Classes for the 2-week program are running about 24 hours per week for those 2 weeks, and it's about 4 to 6 hours of class time per day. So usually class schedules are released about 2 weeks prior to the start of classes, which we also have a live virtual Zoom orientation, just like we're having now. It's a chance for all of our accepted students to get together, ask questions, for us to go over expectations. So those things come as the program that a student has been accepted to gets closer. The 2-week intensives are open for anywhere from beginning to advanced actors. And then we build sections based off of students. Sections are based off of 12 to 16 students max. So that's who you're training in all these programs with. You're in the small cohort that really, as Brian mentioned, all this work that you're doing is very immersive. It's upfront. You're getting up in class and you're moving around and you're working. There really isn't a lot of lecture involved with this type of program. So it's really great that you're up and you're actually doing stuff. And us being able to keep our class sizes smaller allow you to be able to work that much more. So that's the 2-week intensive programs. The 4-week program, as I mentioned, we're super excited about this year. That is our From Script to Screen program. As you can see here, this is for actors, writers, and directors who really want to come in and create something and bring it to life. This program is going to allow our students to explore all elements of the creative process as you learn to take your original ideas from script to screen. So if you click here to see details, it's going to break down each week for you in terms of what you're doing. This is really great for those students that want to kind of experience a little bit of everything, not just from the acting point of view. So you're going to be taken through different types of acting classes, writing and content creation classes, as well as auditioning for the camera, and then film shoot fundamentals. Those are happening in the first 2 weeks. And then in the 3rd and 4th week, you start to do more hands-on things relating to actually creating the content you've been working on. So you have your on-camera technique class. You have rehearsals with crew that it's going to be 12 hours for that week. You have pre-production. You still have some improv classes that you're taking and auditioning for the camera classes. And then in week 4, you have on-camera production, which is you're actually shooting your short film. This is something that you'll tangibly get. Not right away after you're done with the program, because we have professional editors who are going to be able to work through that content in order to give you something that has been professionally gone through and edited. So it'll take some weeks after you leave the program, but you will get something physically tangible through your time during the 4-week program. And then the 5-week program I want to talk about really quick. as you can see here, I mentioned before that the 5-week program is great for actors who want a more comprehensive, well-rounded training experience. The 5-week program is going to pull core courses from our full-time 2-year degree program. So you have acting and scene study, you have voice for the actor, and you have movement for the actor. And then on top of that, you can choose from electives. So one elective is included in the cost of this program, and you can add additional electives for $250 each. You can have a maximum of 3 electives with the 5-week program. And then, like I said, down here, you can see, again, the dates for these sessions, the time commitments, and all of the programs are anywhere from beginning to advanced actors. Summer, in a nutshell, is open to students who are 16 years old and up. As long as you're at least 16 years of age or 16 years of age by the time the program starts, you can successfully apply and be considered for admission to the summer programs. Keeping that in mind, we don't have an age cutoff. We've had students from a wide variety of age ranges and backgrounds and cultures apply to our summer programs, which is one of the things that I think makes them so great. And it really is leading back to the whole idea of these programs are really open for anybody who are really looking to come and get this type of training. Same with our 2-year full-time conservatory program. So a really cool fact is that anywhere between 30 to 40% of our student body at the Academy is comprised of international students. So not only, those of you who are from the United States, are you getting a chance to work with students from all over, but you're also working with students from all over the world as well. So I think that's a fact that really kind of enriches our community at the Academy, because it also continues to inform the types of work that we can do and offer our students. So that's New York. And then, like I said, you can toggle right over to LA. You can see all of the same programs. Like I said, there's minute differences in the offerings, like advanced camera acting here instead of the musical theater program. And then the electives during the 5-week program for Los Angeles just don't have singing for the actor because that's in New York only. So those are the offerings. And then I want to check out here our online program. This is great if you're not able to make it to New York or LA yet, or if it's just something that doesn't work in your schedule. The 2-week online program offers camera acting for film and television. This runs during the Session B 2-week program, July 15th to July 26th. And it's just as immersive as our in-person classes. It's getting to work virtually and be able to experience the training if you can't yet make it here, which is a really nice opportunity if you still want to experience the Academy's training. Yeah, that's our 2-week online program. And then I do want to talk about our housing options. The Academy does have available housing options that are an additional cost to tuition. For both prospective campuses, you can see the housing details just by scrolling down each prospective page for the campuses right here. So you can see what the costs are for the 2-week program, the 4-week program, and the 5-week program. And then if you click on our New York or Los Angeles housing page, it will take you to the specific page of housing so that you can see a video, a photo tour. It talks about the amenities and what is available in the area. New York and LA both have the really cool opportunity of having our housing right next to the school itself. So as you can see here, our New York campus is literally right here, and this is our housing. So you're literally walking 10 steps out the front door to get to your classes. So it's super convenient. There's no commute time. There's 24/7 security. It's kind of unique in the way it's set up because each floor here is an entire apartment, and there's 11 to 12 students per floor. There is an entire functional kitchen, refrigerator, dishwasher, everything. So students are able to cook and prepare meals. We don't offer a meal plan at the Academy, but being in both New York and LA, you have all of the grocery shopping options and outdoor areas to go and eat. And then you also have the availability to prepare meals in-house as well. So definitely delve a little deeper into housing if you are looking on staying on campus. It's not required, but it is an option. And I do believe housing is very much an extension of the community. So it's really nice to be around everyone 24/7 who's all coming to experience this program for the first time and being able to work together and hang out together. And we have a very robust student services department that is always planning activities for students. And it's just a really nice opportunity to be able to be that close, be in the area that both of our campuses are located in. Similarly to the LA campus, you can see their housing as well. It's again very much apartment style. You can see a photo tour. The LA campus housing is on the same lot that the school is. So you're going from the housing security booth right over to the school itself. So it's very close, same property. So it looks like we have quite a bit of questions coming in too. Oh, Brian's been answering them.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been typing quickly, answering questions. We'll just take a quick minute and just kind of go through some of the questions that were asked, just because you think, most likely several folks have those. One of the first questions was about the specific times and days of class, what your schedule is going to look like. As Hunter mentioned when he was going through the website, classes are typically you're in class between 4 to 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday. All classes are held during the day. We don't have any night classes at this time or weekend classes at this time. And what we can do is, though the specific schedules for this summer, as we're confirming faculty schedules and room schedules and everything, we're not able to solidify those until a little bit closer to the start of the program. We can, though, provide you with a sample schedule from last summer based on which intensive or program you're interested in. The best thing to do would just be to shoot us an email at summer@aada.edu if you're interested in the sample schedule. Let us know what program, or we can provide you all of them. And then we'll be able to send you one of last year's schedules just so that you can get a sense. Obviously, knowing that specific class days and times will most likely be different this summer. The times themselves should typically be the same on both campuses. It's slightly different in New York and LA, but we always have the same class block. So for example, in LA, we have, class from 9 to 11, then another class from 11 to 1, lunch break from 1 to 2, and so forth. So you'll be getting your specific class schedule 2 weeks from the first day of class. Most common question that we get, if we are able to provide financial aid or scholarship. Unfortunately, for summer, we don't have any scholarships that are available. And since the summer programs are considered recreational in nature, you won't be receiving class credit or grades. Financial aid also is not available. So students are not able to submit FAFSA or anything to receive financial aid towards summer. It's a question about what classes will look like. So while there will be some theory components, some lecture components to your classes, especially the first couple of days, you very quickly go into getting up and moving around. It is practical based, depending on the intensive you are in or the class within the 5-week program or the 4-week. You will be working, whether it's working on scenes that you're assigned with a scene partner. It might be a monologue that you're assigned for a voice and speech class, or if you are in either the 4-week program or choose writing and creating your own work as one of your electives for the 5-week, you'll be writing, and then we'll be giving feedback on what you're working on. So the majority of your time in class will be spent working. Additionally, if you are not up working on a scene, if your classmates are performing their scene, there is just as much value in you watching them and hearing the feedback that they're given. All of that feedback is not just for the benefit of those who just performed their scene, right? That is for everyone that's sitting there in the class, because it applies to everyone, not just specifically what they're doing. So classes will be mostly performance based, and you'll be up working a lot. And when you're not, we ask that you give just as much attention to your classmates who are working on their scenes as you are to your own. Let's see. So the end of the program, depending on which program you are in, a lot of the classes, if you're working on scenes or monologues, for example, the last day of class, there will be a final performance of what it is that you've been working on. At this time, we don't invite the public in to see those, but what we do is we reach out to the academy community. Other students that happen to be on campus, faculty, staff as well, are invited to come in and to be there as an audience for your final performances. And then you also, after you successfully complete the program, you will receive an official letter from us. It'll come electronic via email that you have successfully completed the program. So this last question that came through about choosing electives. Yeah, so as Hunter mentioned when he was going through the website, a 5-week program, it consists of those three core classes: acting and scene study, voice for the actor, and movement for the actor, that everyone in the 5-week will participate in. And then you are required to choose one elective. So the 5-week program is a minimum of 4 classes. So you would be asked to choose one elective, which could be the business of acting or any of the others that are offered. If you would like to do more than that, as Hunter said, they're an additional $250. You may add an additional elective to that as well. Up to 2 additional electives. The most you can take are 3 electives in addition to the 3 classes. Yes, the 4-week program right now is that script to screen model with the specific classes in place. However, a lot of students do opt to take, we've scheduled the program, so if you wanted to take more than 1 2-week intensive, you're able to. You can kind of create your own little 4-week program, which in LA, since we only have 2 intensives offered, you basically would be completing the camera acting for film and television, and then could go right into the advanced version of that, which are the same classes on paper, but you just dive deeper into what you've been doing the first 2 weeks. So it is kind of, in essence, a 4-week program where you just dive deeper, work on more advanced scenes, etc. In New York, you would have the option. You would need to be interested both in camera as well as musical theater, since those are the only 2 intensives offered in New York. But you can choose 2 2-week intensives to kind of create your own 4-week program. The way they're scheduled, you also could, if you wanted to, you could select the 5-week program as well as a 2-week intensive. You could create a 7-week program. You can add, as long as dates don't overlap, you can add as many programs as you're able to complete. Again, just as long as they don't overlap. Another question about visa, another very common question we get. Yeah, so again, since the programs are considered recreational in nature, you are not required to obtain a student visa. We actually are not even able to assist with a student visa. The way the summer program is structured, folks aren't eligible to apply for a student visa. So international students can attend on a standard tourist visa or an ESTA. Yeah, and if you typically, once you're accepted to the program, you'll receive an acceptance letter, an enrollment agreement that will suffice for any type of visa application. And if you need anything additional from us, if you need a more detailed letter from us confirming your participation in the program, confirming you've paid tuition, anything like that, we're happy to provide that at any time.
I saw a question come through regarding our 2-week program in terms of what is being studied. The camera acting for film television options, the musical theater options. So in any of these programs on this page here, if you click anything in gold, you can click on. So if you click this, see details, it'll give you more details about that specific program. So here you can see both 2-week offerings between LA and New York. And if you click this little plus, it's going to go over in depth what's the idea behind that specific intensive and what's going on in the course of study. You can see how many classes per week or how many hours of class per week you're doing of each focus, of each specific class, in the terms of the things that you're working on in that specific intensive. So camera acting for film and television, musical theater, and then scroll down to camera acting for film and television and advanced camera acting for film and television. So these are both for LA. And as Brian mentioned, these classes are, the same on paper, but getting into the advanced section, it's pulling from courses that delve deeper into, your second semester of the first year at the full-time program. So it is getting deeper into understanding the on-camera process and the classes that you covered in the first camera acting for film and television course. So as you mentioned, if you want to take these 2 and make it a 4-week program for yourself, it is possible to do that. Let's super quick. I can cover the application process for all of you, anyone who hasn't applied yet. It's quite simple. It is definitely less of an involved process than the full-time 2-year degree program application. And it starts by creating your online academy account. So when I pulled up the website, you did see some places that say apply now. If you click those, it'll bring you to the landing page to create your online academy account. This is the same account that you will use throughout your time at the academy as a summer student. It's where once you've submitted your initial application, you can see all of your documents that you need to see. It's how you can communicate with us through that way. It's got your enrollment agreement, as Brian previously mentioned. So the online academy account will also be there if you decide to apply for the full-time 2-year degree program. And I did see a question come in about that, so I'll cover that as well. So for the summer application, there is a $20 application fee. If you need assistance with that, let us know. Don't let the summer application fee stand in the way of you submitting an application. We can provide a waiver code if you need it. Just email us. It's that same email Brian had mentioned earlier. It's summer@aada.edu. The application is pretty simple. It's about 4 pages long. There's an essay question at the end, and then you submit it. Once your application has been submitted, you do enter the review process, and it takes us about 2 weeks to reach out to you with your admissions decision. Once a student is officially accepted to summer, you get your tuition and housing deadline. If you've requested housing, you get access to your summer enrollment agreement. And that's kind of as simple as it gets for summer. There is no audition required for summer. So it's just submitting your initial app and keeping in touch with us. And then as summer gets closer, we will give you more information. Housing will reach out with additional housing details. If you are going to stay in on-campus housing, all of the programs at the academy start on a Monday, and housing move-in is always going to be the Saturday before the classes start on a Monday. Housing will send you an outreach form where you'll be able to let them know, kind of RSVP, when you're going to be arriving. We know everyone is coming from different places. People might be driving in, people might be flying in. They just want to know when that we can be available to help you move in on those days that move in starts. And then housing move out is always going to be the Saturday after your classes conclude. So all classes are going to conclude on a Friday. Housing move out is that Saturday by 10 a.m. And all those details will be communicated by our housing departments as the summer program gets closer, the one that you've been accepted to and that you've applied to. We did have a question. Any student that might be interested in our full-time 2-year degree program would have the availability to start your application and apply. You can even set up an audition for the full-time 2-year degree program while you're still there for summer. As long as you've got your full-time app submitted, we can assist you with setting up an audition while you're there for summer, so that it is possible you could get an early decision. So just let us know if you're interested in full-time. We will be following up as well a couple weeks into classes, depending on what program a student would come to. And we talk about full-time, answer questions about that. So it's always a possibility. But if you are interested in full-time, you can always let us know. Kimberly, I saw that there was a question if we have an online summer program, and yes, we do. The biggest difference between the online summer program and the in-person program is just that it's online. The schedule for classes are going to be anywhere, what is it? It's 8:30 to 5.
Yeah, so and I just typed the same thing into the chat for you, Kimberly. Yeah, it's just the same intensive, same classes. We use our LA faculty for the online intensive. So it's the same 4 to 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday. But it's all based in local Los Angeles time. Again, we can provide a schedule for what that looked like in previous years, but it's just certainly important to kind of do the time difference math and make sure that you're able to attend based on your time zone. Although I will say we've had a couple of folks each year that attend classes in the online program in the middle of the night based on where they are, but they still want to take it. So, but yes, all classes for the online program are live. There is nothing that's pre-recorded. It's not the type of program where you can just watch class at your leisure. Everything is live, working on scenes with partners live over Zoom and with faculty in real time. I also just wanted to quickly note on what Hunter was talking about with the application process, and we've said a couple times, auditions are not required for summer. So that is why it's important when you're completing your summer application, we collect all of the typical information. Don't let where we ask about any previous training or experience, don't let any of that trip you up. We have students that are accepted to summer that enroll that are beginners, that this is the first acting class that they're taken. So please, in your goals and objectives, take that. That's your opportunity to let us know exactly that, what your goals are in relation to acting, performing, the industry. You might not want to be an actor, you might want to be a director, but know that it's important to have the perspective of actors. So really, regardless of what your goals and objectives are, just please let us know in that statement and how this program at the Academy is going to help you achieve those, because that's really where we get to know you and your motivation for attending this program.
It's a chance for us to get to know you as well, before you even get here. I think that it's a very open-ended question, and it's meant to be that way on purpose, because we've gotten all kinds of different answers from it. We have students who really are able to open up, and I think that really offers us a window into the types of students that we're getting. It's the same question that we have for our full-time 2-year degree program. And it's definitely that way for a reason. So we want to get to know you guys just as well as we get to know our full-time 2-year degree program students, because we do have some students who decide to stick around. We always get excited to welcome all of you to campus and to help you through the application process, to be able to answer questions that you have.
Yeah, and also just another quick note on what Hunter's comment about, students that choose to stick around. We do have a lot of folks that, while they're enrolled in summer, decide that they're interested in pursuing the full-time program. And knowing that folks are coming from all over the place, it's easier to audition while you're on campus. If you decide that you're interested in full-time, you have the opportunity to audition while you're on campus for the full-time program. And that's, even if you're not sure if we would ask you to start the full-time application, it might be for that upcoming fall. Then you might say, well, I need to wait till winter or the next fall. You can still audition while you're on campus, and then if necessary, defer your enrollment for a little bit if that's what makes most sense for you. There's also just another question about class on the weekends, and I wanted to touch a little bit. So we don't have any class at nights or on weekends for any of our programs on either campus or online. Any time that you are not in class, that is your time. We trust that students will take it upon themselves to do whatever work outside of classroom is necessary to manage their own time. There will be work that's required of you outside of class. Not the type of sit down and type a term paper work, but you'll be required to do scene work, character development, line memorization, all of those types of things. We trust you to manage your time, but any time that you're not in class, that is your time. Either in New York or Los Angeles, a lot of students are in those cities for the first time. So we want you to get out and explore, to see New York, to see LA. And as Hunter said, there will be some organized activities that our resident assistants, who are our full-time students, will do that you can participate in and join. A lot of times also, students, you make friends with your classmates and will go off and explore the city.
We also kind of have a nice little resource on the website. I have to pull it up. Give me a second. But it shows where a lot of it shows a lot of information about what is in the areas where our school is located and the things that are possibly available if you are new to the area. Under the campus tab for both LA and New York, like I mentioned before, it's going to let you look at housing, but it'll let you kind of explore more specifically about the campuses. If you click hotels and attractions for either campus, you're going to be able to see all kinds. It's going to drop a pin and a map. Then it's going to give you all kinds of stuff. It's going to give you hotels, restaurants, coffee shops, and it keeps dropping the pins in all the areas around where the school is located, shopping options, movie theaters, museums, I mean, there's so much information here, and I think these all go right to their websites. You can see reviews. So if you're coming to New York or LA for the very first time, it's a kind of a nice little resource. I mean, I know you all have cell phones, you all have Google and everything, but it's a nice little head start on being able to do some of your research before coming and kind of planning on what you want to do. It includes information about getting around LA or New York. And it's a nice little thing to check out. Like I said, again, especially those students that are new to this area and aren't sure, where to go or what to check out first. Both of our campuses they're sitting on land that's considered historical landmark buildings. The LA campus sits on the south former lot of the Charlie Chaplin Studios, and is it within walking distance to the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the Dolby Theater and the Chinese Theater. There's even the new museum that opened up, what was it, a couple of years ago? So there's a lot of stuff in those areas. And then our New York campus is right in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. So we're on Madison Avenue between 30th and 31st Street. For those of you that haven't been to New York, it's super close to the Empire State Building. Kind of really centrally located in Manhattan itself. So you have everything at your disposal in terms of the arts and the culture and the shows that are available. So as Brian mentioned, the weekends are really up to you to gauge what you want to do, to go out and see things. And it's going to be the summer, so the weather is going to be beautiful in both locations. So you're going to have so much time to be able to continue building upon what you're learning through your summer programs and have the time to explore these cities and really check them out for everything that they have to offer. So, yes, I saw some housing questions come in. If you will be staying in housing, you'll get a housing kind of like packing checklist from the housing department in terms of what to bring and what you'll need to be prepared with. But yes, students will be required to bring their own bedding. The beds are twin XL. So you'll bring a pillow and bedding. Usually send out a list. I know LA is just a little bit different from New York housing. I think LA housing has some stuff that, they have a limited number of like pots and pans and utensils. But for the most part, you'll need to bring and supply your own things for like cooking and making meals and stuff. We have a lot of students when they get here. Since most students do arrive that Saturday before classes start on Monday, they have the whole weekend to kind of check out the immediate area and go shopping and get stuff. Both campuses are super close to like Target and Bed Bath & Beyond and other stores where you can pick up quick, cheap options to last you for the duration of the program. So you're not having to bring your whole kitchen with you. So yes, that information will come from housing as well.
But on either campus, whether you cook or not, like Hunter said, you're very close to resources to pick up groceries and food and things. Or if you're not a cooker and want to order out, lots of options as far as getting takeout in restaurants and whatnot.
So many options. I'm going to put in the chat our summer contact email again. So if you have, again, any questions after today's session, you can always feel free to reach out to us via summer@aada.edu. I'll put that in there just in case. There are a lot of good questions though. And we really enjoy that everyone came today. You asked your questions and you were able to listen to us talk about our summer programs. We're very excited. So hopefully that we will see some of you very soon. Those of you who may be accepted, those of you who haven't yet applied yet, we encourage you to do that if this sounds like something that could be the right fit for you. And like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to us via email. We can't help if we don't know what's going on. So just let us know and keep in touch. And thank you again for attending the session today.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and hope for those that we've not already received applications from, hope to be reading your applications soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.